You know, these last few chapters haven't been that bad. And with the coming of Lord T-Rex, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what this author's going to do with Luffy. Well, let's do this. What's next? My little pirates, Robin! Oh no, you didn't. Not again. You, you really did. All this build up and... Well, see you guys in a few days, I guess. We're back to the whole set at the rift thing. Why don't you guys come back in about 1, 2, 3, about 3 more days, and then the author can finally get off his butt and start working on the story again. Why? Robin's Adventures in Equestria, Tainting History, Part 2. Robin's eyes flashed open as he lifted her torso off the soft confines of linen sheets and goose-down pillows, allowing the embroidered covers to slip down her purple coat. She shifted her hind legs over the side of her bed, but her right one knocked into the wooden frame, reverting it back to a whole-filled limb, black like onyx. Robin took a breath, a ring of green fire appearing around her leg, where the purple fur ended and slowly crept around, replacing the Shetland with the soft coat of a pony. With a sigh, she hefted herself off the bed, avoiding banging any more limbs, and trotted over to the small desk in the corner of the room, next to a set of closed doors, the color of ripe pomegranates frying. She pushed to one side and looked out to Ponyville. The deep blue hue of the night still reigned in the west, heralding the sinking of the moon below the horizon. To the east, the sky was filling with pink, orange, and red, sealing the rise of the triumphant sun. First rays stretching around Ponyville and touching a few houses with its light. Robin backed away to the shadows of the bedroom, but parted the drapes to allow the morning light in. Taking a seat at the musical desk, she pulled a hefty gray tome that sat by 2 other thick books as well, a stack of newspapers, and foot slightly past the halfway point. She pulled out a moth-eaten strip of fabric and began reading, the keys muttering out of her mouth. 665 CE, Razor Exploration Team disappears in the waste. 667, Griffin War of the Dust Gates begins. She went silent, eyes scanning the text before flipping forward a few paces. 783 CE, Seabird Caravans, no trails found. By the time the sun fully cleared the horizon, Robin had switched from the gray tone to the newspapers. One issue was spread across the desk, its yellow pages fully covered the wooden surface, bending at odd angles over sets of colorful books and misshapen crayons and curling over the edges. Her eyes looked over the rough map sitting in the center of the right page that was dotted with various numbers, focusing on an area near the bottom left corner with reds and oranges. A knock on the door drew her away from the old weather report. Scooting out of the chair, Robin placed the newspapers and books into a faded saddlebag with a dull star mark on it, slung it over her back, and made her way over to the door. She twisted it open, allowing Rarity to enter. "Good morning, dear," Rarity said before coughing lightly into a frilly handkerchief. "Excuse me, I do hope I'm not coming down with that cold that seems to be going around." She glanced down at the full saddlebag, then at Robin. "How's your research recovery going?" "It's bits and pieces," Robin replied, "but the information is hard to come by through public sources." "It's absolutely dreadful," Rarity piped. "Research I've navigated, even the bits are gone. I'd be inclined to give that tasty a good smack if I ever came across it." "Well, I wish you would on Beast Boy and Equestria." "I think every pony would be better off never seeing it again." "Well, an agreement there." Rarity spun around and held the door with her magic. "Oh, but I like Thorax." "Anyway, breakfast is ready. I thought that since everyone is feeling it under the weather, we try this blend Twilight Guff for Sakura. Her herbal cheese can clear your head faster than Rainbow Dash clears the sky. When she does her job. Hey!" Robin trotted out the dirt path, strongly considering veering to the side and grazing on some grass. It was the 15th of pioneer times, But the worst it could garner would be a few odd stares, and hopefully it'd leave the rancid burning sensation that assaulted her tongue. Water, fruit salad, and scones at rarities had done nothing to rid Robin of the putrid taste. The walk up to Sweet Apple Acres had diminished the flavor from a nauseous inferno to a smoldering blight, but only added to the true problem. Robin's stomach gave a tiny growl. She continued on her path, momentarily thinking back to leaving once Rarity had started talking about her sister. Focusing back on the present, Robin passed through the weathered gate and up to the farmhouse. She closed her eyes and breathed. Pointing ears and eyes overlapping with ovals, and reptilian pupils spouted across the farm, sleeping through Sweet Apple Acres. Robin had neither heard nor saw anything other than a lone white rabbit sneaking a carrot through a nearby fence. Ticking off Carrot Top, of course. The mischievous pet dropped his stolen food and sped off when a black hood wrapped it off the ground, blocking his escape. Carrot Thief dealt with, Robin turned her attention to the inside of the farmhouse. The ears and eyes vanished from outside, and Robin's view shifted to a humble kitchen, stocked to the brim with every manner of apple dish imaginable. Her attention went to the 4 ponies gathered around the center of the room. Woo! Applejack sighed, removing her hat and wiping a pin slip from her forehead. Talk about a rough morning! Yup, said Big Back. I'll go help, Applebloom sniffled. Your brother and sister can handle it. Granny Smith took a sip from her mug and poked at Applebloom's. Now, drink out your cider, keep back at the bed. I'm not even that sick, Applebloom complained before she let out a deafening sneeze. I tell you. Granny Smith frowned at her. I ain't never get sick unless it's one of the biggest bugs I have here. I guess I'm just like that Miss, O'Hara. Applejack fizzed. I think it's something wearing near trying here. Right, Granny Smith muttered. Least unicorn I ever met. Won't be surprised if she's got a little apple blood in her. As the Apple family spoke, Robin stood outside, feeling her stomach filled up. She stared down at the ground throughout the process. A frown stretched across her face. After today, I should have enough to get to Canterlot. After finishing her meal and finding the urge not to dry heave, Robin knocked on the door. Applejack opened it with a smile stuck out against her frayed mane and darkened eyes. Morning, Miss Robin. Sorry for the mess in here. We were just finishing up breakfast, and I offer some leftovers. But I think we might all be kissing whatever it is that's going around. Thank you anyway for the offer, Robin replied. At least we can deal with everything you've been through, and all the help you've given us these past few days. Applejack tried outside, down to the fields. Speaking of which, there's a problem today that I really could use a unicorn's help on. Robin set her back under the boards and followed after Applejack as the pair wound its way down from the farmhouse over to one of Sweet Apple Acres' many barns. Paint flicked off the wooden boards from one of Applejack that Robin led to. The doors gave a shrill whine when she pushed them open, revealing the dusty interior. The dark, save for the brief bit of sunlight that got in. A light buzz could be heard from up above. Apple bees, Applejack explained. They're a great help of pollinating the orchard, and their honey is still the best around. Well, they pack one, a heck of a sting. This barn is pretty in bad shape, and we're hoping to tear it down soon. Well, we need to move the bees out here first. I see, said Robin. Even through the darkness, it was all that greeted her additional eyes from atop the farm's roof. So, you need me to levitate it down then? Leave it isn't too much trouble. The doors creaked again, drawing ponies to attention. Big Man lumbered in, balancing a steaming container on his back. Twisting around, he clasped his handle and placed it onto the ground. With a snort, he gave Applejack and Robin a nod, then disappeared off to another section of the farm. I can stay and smoke up the nest in case they get nasty, Applejack offered. Robin lightly shook her head. I think I'll be fine on my own. Just close the door on the way out, if you wouldn't mind. I'll hear you. We don't want any bees getting free and making a mess. Just be careful, okay? With that, Applejack slid down the barn, rusty hinges whining as she shut the door. After a brief moment of darkness, Robin lit up her horn, bathing the dirt floor in a sickly green glow. Taking a deep breath, the aura around her horn narrowed to a translucent beam to cut through the shadows and up to the ceiling. Cobwebs of rotting wood darted at the top of the barn. Robin's magic tracked across the decayed architecture. A solitary eye accompanied it as it moved around until it reached the corner of the barn. A beehive poked out of the wood like a large gray lump. Its occupants buzzed around it, zooming in and out of the countless holes, turning her neck a few degrees to the right. Robin brought her horn's light to the corner. The bees still flew around the scene at a leisurely pace. Robin took a breath. The aura surrounding her horn glowing brighter until it was practically neon. Above, the bees began storming out of their hive and stormed forward to attack, but their assault was cut short when they bumped into a solid wall of magic. Robin pulled her head back, the wood around the hive shaking at the same time, but the nest still remained rooted to the roof. The bees were now swarming in full force, their sheer numbers pushing against Robin's spell. She shut her eyes and summoned 4 hooves around the hive, clasping the barrier she erected. They tugged and pushed the boards connected to them, groaning and splintering. With a great crack, the hive dislodged from one of the barn's walls and started to tumble down. With labor breath, Robin set out a net of limbs to cut the hive when gravity moved it from the other wall. She gave a small huff when the full weight of the hive pressed against her limbs in addition to maintaining the barrier. Yet, neither her devil fruit powers nor her spell wavered as she placed legs with ones that were closer to the ground, slowly bringing the hive to the floor. Beads of sweat dyed Robin's face and muzzle as by the time the hive was only a few feet from the ground. The bees still angrily flew against the barrier, but to no avail. With a sigh, Robin dispersed her leg net in a florist of thin petals that vanished almost instantly. She glanced back at the smoky container at her side, and it fell into her magic, floating it over to the hive. The shell creak at the door opened to face her with a relinquished on her hold on the smoke machine. It gave a clank when it hit the ground. Twisting her around, Robin was met with Apple Bloom staring back at her with wide eyes and shaking legs. She shouted something, but it was lost in the roar of the swarm, now free from its temporary prison. Stepping back, Robin set up a green barrier, but not before a few bees flew past and planted their stingers in her leg. Despite wincing, she didn't relent her spell. At the same time, 2 holes rose up from the ground and flung Apple Bloom out of the barn. Robin turned back to her spell and galloped outside, slamming the door shut with the help of some additional legs as the spell crumbled. The buzzing was muffled, but still filled her ears as she caught her breath outside. Glancing down, she was met with swathes of her legs reduced to their changeling form. They didn't hurt, but they weren't turning back to pony fur either. A sniffle drew Robin away from her injuries. Evelyn sat on the ground, tears dampening the earth beneath her. Her dusty coat and ruffles were getting shoved backwards. Her head was turned down, and her whole body shook. I'm sorry, she sobbed. I just felt well, cutie mark. A hoof went to her face, silencing her. Robin peered over Apple Bloom's body, but found no stingers. A bit of her legs were scraped up, but nothing some antiseptic and bandages couldn't clean up. It's fine, said Robin. Now get back inside and tell your sister I got stung. So I had to run off to the hospital. But, now. Apple Bloom hiccuped and paced herself, shuffled towards the farmhouse. Robin turned in the opposite direction and raced into the orchard. She quickly galloped off the beaten path and slipped up to the thick mess of apple trees. Sitting down into the shadow of one, Robin insisted her stay her legs were in. Furrowing her brow, she managed to summon up her flames around the edges of the exposed areas of her disguise. Yet parts of her legs still remained black and hole-filled. Her magic refusing to cross over them. I need to get some bandages. She squelched the supernatural fire and wound her way through the orchard, eyes on the ground, watching for errant roots. The soil soon turned slick and loose beneath her, hooves slinking into the mud and forcing her closer to the trees. A rustle drew her attention up. Scanning the branches, Robin soon found a few of them shifting to her right. The sight of blue feathers made her frown deepen, and glancing to a nearby puddle of mud, scaring her legs. Rainbow Dash knocked away a few branches and floated down next to Robin. She wiped away some sweat from her unkept mane and huffed while staying aloft. Saddlebags at her side were soaked where they touched her coat. Hey! She said, voice dry shallow. What are you doing out here? Some work for Applejack, but... Robin was cut off by an inordinate amount of hacking from Dash. Her wings flopped and she landed, coughing into a hoof. She gave her chest a thump and finally quieted herself, offering Robin a sleepless grin. But I scratched myself up. I was heading to get some bandages for them. Well, aren't you lucky, then? A smile spread across Dash's face as she turned around, holding a roll of gauze and a ball of disinfectant out of her saddlebag. Just stopped by the hospital since Fluttershy was getting worried about this dumb cough. Told her it's just a cold, and the doctor said the same thing. No biggie, though. I got 6 days to spend. Thank you. Robin took the first aid with her magic, frowning at Rainbow Dash, staring at her with an undiminished grin. Would you mind not looking while I clean up? They were some nasty scrapes. Why do you think I'd buy stuff like that in the first place? Daz replied. Trust me, I've had my share of hospital stays, so anything you got can't be too bad. Please? Robin asked. It's a personal thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah! Daz spun around and walked a few paces away, pulling out tissues from her bags and sneezing into it. Robin moved out of the mud into solid ground. A horn lit up and encased her legs in an aura, scraping off the mud from them and revealing the dirty foot and still exposed chitlin. Sprinklers of disinfectant on the gauze were so he wrapped the fabric around the undisguised part of her legs, faking a small gasp such as disinfectant. Okay. Robin floated the first aid back over to Daz, tapping her shoulder with the gauze. Thank you so very much. No problem. See so in the eyes back at their bags, Daz flashed Robin a smile. So, what's he gonna do now? I suppose we should go back and tell Miss Applejack I'm fine now. Hey, what am I telling you? Daz covered to her hoof again. I think it'd be wiser to return home and get some rest. Robin marched past Daz, making her way over to the path. She frowned when Daz followed her. Unless you have a pressing matter with apples. It's kind of important? Daz said with a light grin. Under Robin's stare, she lowered her head side. Okay, I want to hear some archaeology stories and maybe get some applesauce from AJ. I suppose a small story would be okay while we walk, Robin lamented. The time I found a correlation between the native fauna and flora of the zebra drylands and griffin colonies was quite a discovery. Yeah? Daz's eyes widened, and Robin tried to keep her face straight. She felt her stomach fill up again. So what? You found some ancient conspiracy? A link to a legendary treasure? Both? Vic, are we sure we couldn't have Robin team up with a certain pith helmet wearing, khaki vest wielding adventurer? That the nutrient composition in their soils is nearly identical, Robin said with a smile. Given the great distance between the two locations, such an occurrence is rare, even taking migrations into account. Daz's legs drooped down, followed by her lips. Dirt? That was your big discovery? It's always that. Rocks or plants with you. Come on, there's gotta be more than that. Sorry, Robin replied, but all archaeology isn't like a daring do book. There isn't always hidden gold or a mad lunatic trying to take over the world. There is when you tell Spike stories, Daz grumbled. Robin stopped and twisted to look at Daz. Spike is a child. I can take liberties in the truth when I tell him. You, Miss Daz, are an adult, and I expect you to have more grounded sense of reality than what a few fictional stories say. Robin? Flap. Oh, Point. Okay, on the night! The last forever! Wait, only a matter of time before the game is over and I win. You're telling you, and I shall rule over the world. Reality! Resistance. Let me rearrange that. Reality in a sense of the word where flying ponies worked in spite of the fact that their wings should not be able to grant them levitation. That's better! Yeah. Des went silent for a moment, frown pulling back down to a scowl. Her wings shot out as he looked into the air, glaring down at Robin. You know what? I don't think I need applesauce anymore. Have fun with your dirt! Des sped off and disappeared over the trees, letting out a cough that echoed in Robin's ears. Alone now, she sighed and trotted onward. That was to keep her away. Robin trotted down the same road she'd taken out to sweet apple acres. A quarter bushel of apples shuffled around in a bag on her right side, a few bits clinking against the books in her left one. She considered dumping the apples off to the side of the road, sickened by the feeling in her gut, knowing she wouldn't be eating them. She eventually decided it would be better to give them to Rarity. Applebloom had disappeared into her room when Robin had returned to the farm, but Applejack had rushed over as soon as he spotted Robin and pulled her to a hug, thanking her repeatedly for keeping Applebloom from getting hurt. The entire incident made Robin want to punch her stomach. The event played over and over in her head as she made her way through the town. Ponies glanced at her occasionally, and a few mares pushed their children away from the street, passing the train station. She stole a brief glance at the guard stationed next to the ticket booth. She turned away and breathed the morning air. The sudden pink appearance of a pink puffy mane invading her vision made her pause for a moment. With a wide grin, Piggy danced around Robin, somehow summoning an accordion and accompanying her lyrical voice. Robin, you look so glum, but that's because it's a beautiful day out. In high spirits as always? Robin asked, returning her trot. You bet! Piggy chirped. Pull yourself closer to dying, Robin. You still look a little sad, though. But Chloe said you're already getting back to some of your research. Yes, Robin lied. I think I've gotten to the point where I can move on to another library. It also seems like whatever danger that changeling possessed has also passed. I'm super relieved to hear about that, too. Piggy Reese wiped the misery sweat off her brow. I really wish we could have found it so we could get your stuff back, though. Piggy paused and let her lips turn down for a brief second. Sad to hear you're going to go. Oh, we can have a party tonight. I don't think that's the best idea with that bug going around. Piggy tapped her chin. You see that point here? Oh well, don't worry. I'll be sure to make you a super special goodbye treat. Piggy let out a giggle and then sped out towards down the street. Robin couldn't help but crack a faint smile at the energetic pony. And let's return to a neutral line as she focused back on the large tree that loomed in front of her. Robin walked up to the library and twisted a knob, entering into the main room. Silence greeted her. A few books were out of the shelves that rested on the tables. Trekking through the empty room, Robin hefted her bags to a desk near the staircase that had a large box almost as tall as a pony next to it. She was flinging the first book into the return bin when one of the stairs creaked. Looking up, she was met with Spike rubbing his red puffy snout with a claw. Morning, Robin, he mumbled. Sorry, Twilight's out. Said something about going to Socorro's for some herbs. He paused to suck back a glob of snot that threatened to spill out of his nose. Sorry about that, too. We both got whatever's going around. Then you should stay in bed, Robin cautioned. Jeez! Spike descended the file step and looked over with narrowed eyes. You sure you're not Twilight's long-lost sister? I find that highly unlikely, Robin chuckled. So, he moved a little closer to her. How is Rarity's? The best, right? You're super lucky, Twilight, let you stay there. Miss Rarity has been very accommodating. A small smile came to Robin's face. I'm sure staying there would have been fine, too, if a bit cramped. Spike smiled back at her. Suddenly twisted and pulled his head back and let out a jet of flame, consuming a nearby stool. Princess Celestia doesn't go like that. He sighed, looking over at the scorched area left by his flames. I think you're right. Better grab the food Twilight left and go back to bed. Spike lumbered away into the kitchen, and returned a few seconds later with a bowl of soup in his grasp. He stuffed a full spoon into his mouth, undeterred by the steam that poured out the liquid, or the bubbles that rose from the bowl. He paused at the sound of the front door opening. With a sniffle, he turned towards the entrance. Twilight! He called. You're back! Much like Spike, Twilight's nose was rubbed raw and stuffed up with mucus. Sweat trailed down her face and dampened her mane, matting to her coat in a few places where it didn't flick up. Her shadowed bloodshot eyes snapped away from Spike and over to Robin. Robin, what are you doing here? I thought you'd be back at Applejack's. We finished early today. Robin pointed out to the return bin. So, I thought I'd bring back the books I borrowed. I won't be needing them anymore. Twilight's eyes narrowed slightly as she moved closer to Robin. What do you mean? As wonderful as your library is, I can't locate some of the text I was using. Robin explained, eyes following Twilight as she drew closer. I believe the Canterlot collection will be more fitting to my needs. Canterlot? Twilight came to a halt, pupils shaking to pinpricks. She saw him hold the weighted back and forth. Oh, no. You definitely don't want to go there. The library system has some really bad bureaucratic issues. It takes forever to find a book, and the due dates are abysmal. My past visits never yielded any difficulties like that. Robin lied. Yes, Twilight Karen, but you had your library card then. My work isn't doing anything that requires security clearance, so getting this new card shouldn't take long. But Twilight scratched her face and stomped a hoof. She twisted her head over to Spike. Spike, hurry up to bed. You can eat your soup there. Spike's face blossomed under Twilight's glare. With a gulp, he climbed up the stairs and disappeared to the bedroom. While only Robin left, Twilight turned her attention back to her, shallow breath escaping out of her mouth. Robin, why don't you head to Tringham or Manhattan instead? She huffed. They're way less busy than Canterlot. I even heard the historical wing of Tringham's library is even better than Canterlot's. Canterlot is a day away. Robin replied. I want to restore my research as fast as possible, and I... Stop it! Twilight snapped. She placed a hoof to her temple and shook her head. Closing her eyes for a moment, glared back at Robin. Just stop it. The research, the books, helping out. I don't understand it. Why are you doing this? Twilight. Robin took a step forward. They were retreating when Twilight's horn started to glow. Calm down. I'm worried that the cold is getting to your head. No! Twilight rasped. Grating her teeth, she sank her head low, or a fade from her horn. Robin, please. Can't you see I'm trying to... A knock on the door jolted Twilight's head up. She looked back and forth between Robin and the door before turning her whole body to the entrance. That's probably for me. A chill went through Robin. Like the stares she had gotten since her arrival in Pineville. A feeling seared in her memory was rising up. She had tried to how many times a knock on the door shattered the small amount of safety she had secured in her numerous jobs. Heart thumping in her chest, she summoned a single eye to look outside the library, just above the entrance. 2 armored guards stood outside, white coats shining along with their golden uniforms. Sharp eyes and tight lips marred their faces, their features highlighted by a small glow emanating from their horns. They stood with their legs bent, ready to assume any manner of position the situation called for. Focusing back into the inside of the library, Robin took a slow step back as Twilight advanced closer and closer to the door. With a cold sweat breaking out, she spun around, broke into a full gallop as Twilight opened the door. The sound of hose clattering against the ground filled her ears as something whizzed past her head and exploded against the wall, sending sparks and burnt wood everywhere. Wait! Twilight shouted. Moosehead! A gruff voice ordered. We will not let you escape! Sarge, are you sure it's a good idea to release fireball spells around here? Of course! I all expect we're gonna burn this place to the ground! If we get that, we can get that amazing blue changeling! Now, let's move it! Griff, where's the weapons? I think they're back at base or something. Simmons, spec Griff for me! Yes, sir, Sarge! Whatever else was said, Robin didn't hear. Her sister someone in the area immediately from her. She slowly turned the corner, peering through the kitchen, darting towards the door. She flung it open and imagined and ran outside, only to slam into a pony's chest and fall to the ground. Fists spinning, she managed to see that white stallion, the roof of his uniform's helmet, allowing his long blue mane to float behind him. He was looking at her with a flame roaring in his eyes. His horn lit up and instantly grew bright enough to be blinding. Not this time! Then the world went black. A feeling akin to warm iron pressing into her side forced Robin to open her eyes. Oh God, this is past tense all over again, isn't it? Only, except there, it had all the rest of the story to make up for Chapter 10. This won't have that, will it? No. It's not going to have that. It's going to leave that part out. And it's going to do something that's probably going to most likely have me bash my head against the wall, or me running to the bathroom and crying in the shower. One of those two is about to happen. Into warm iron pressing into her side forced Robin to open her eyes. She began to sit up, but paused when a clink echoed through her ears. Looking down, she saw that all 4 of her black limbs were chained to worn stone made of the walls around her. She reached up and placed a hoof to her forehead, feeling an angular metal bolt around the base of her jagged horn as she tried to push back the nausea building in her throat. This feeling. Sea Prism Stone? That doesn't make sense. Sea Prism Stone shouldn't affect magic. It'll affect my Delphin powers, but not magic. So, for the sake of this author's sanity, I'm just going to say that this is going to actually be an anti-magic stone, and hope that the story isn't going to be any more stupid. Her pondering was stilled as she looked around the room, noticing how well lit it was for a prison. A bright white glow illuminated the walls, creeping up through the cell's bars. It was the source of a looming fire, the same immaculate color as the magic that glimmered around her cell. A prismatic mane flowed through the wilderness dungeon, but never covering up her tight frown or sharp ruby eyes. You cause paranoia, panic in my kingdom, ease off my subjects, hard my student, her friends. She said, bored. You're going to whatever. Oh, you're about as bored with this as I am? Yep. Want to at least try and continue with the script? Yes, I want to. I did. I didn't mean to integrate yourself into my kingdom, but you did. You lied and integrated yourself with some of the most powerful ponies in the kingdom. You expect me to believe this is an accident? A coincidence? Since his horn grew bright, he slid across the cell. Now, answer my question. Celestia dimmed her magic sword. First, I want your name. Robin. Not a host name! Your real name! Something like Poopa or Acronine, I assume. My name is Robin. Very well, then! Celestia started to trot across the cell, never taking her eyes off of Robin. I imagine you thought yourself clever then, using your real name while going under the guise of a false pony. It certainly eliminated any factual gaps that would have cropped up had you intimidated an actual pony. Not that it would have helped you if you had crossed one of the patrollers. You were cautious there as well, I suppose. Celestia came to a halt and floated across the layers. You underestimated my student, though. She was rightfully curious about the strange archaeologist pony that showed up the same day as a changeling. So, she looked up anything she could find on you. And yet, there was nothing. Well, Celestia, I never thought you would be so suspicious. Excuse me a sec. Seriously? Why? Why do you need this story? This plot did not need to happen. What? Robin continued to have many adventures in Equestria. She soon proved herself to be a loyal friend and soon revealed herself to be a changeling to the main sex. They all realized that she was a close and good and loyal friend and then not needed to remove her out of office. So thus they kept her secret until she was ready to leave with the Straw Hat. See? Plenty of plot there! One gunner flew out through the bars and smacked Robin in the face. Then smacked Robin in the bum. Because Robin was a dirty little pony. A dirty little pony. I know you can't help but be Philippos, but it's the sick games that you play with your victims that really disgusts me. Celestia spat. That's one of her later ones. The first ones were what I expected out of her if this situation ever happened, but the last feud I could barely stand to read. Looking down, Robin scanned the letter. Princess. A loaf of bread, a stick of butter, a quart of milk. Oh, sorry, that was my grocery list. This letter! And hey! No, on the other side. A note! A treble clef. No, on the other side. A massage! Oh, right there, Celestia. Thank you. Oh, I needed that. See? Here comes the other message. Dear Celestia, there are times at night when I see her take a bath, and I get a little nervous. Could I be having feelings for my best friend? Please send me advice. Sign, Cyan Wonder. Oh, I'm sorry, that's my answer's calm. Where did I put that letter for Twilight? No, 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 no. My letter from Sunset Simmer? F you! No, 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 no. My letter from my fan who actually is ticked off by the story? Uh, Stop pretending you're Celestia, you dumb dolt. Ah, here we go. Princess! Robin still stands close proximity with ponies as much as possible. I have felt a little weaker whenever she comes by, but she leaves as soon as she returns books and gets new ones for her research. I haven't found any publications by her, and no schools or archaeologist teams list her as a member, despite the information she's given me on her supposed group. Could I be like Daring Do? Well, I suppose that's a possibility. But then no! Outside of enamoring Spike with stories he has begged her to tell, none of these actions fit her with a changelings. She earnestly worked for Applejack to earn back some bits, and has been a gracious guest to Rarity, and has put up with my accusations and investigations since she arrived. Sakura has finally finished the tonic Zebras have used to counteract both blood drains and root out changelings. I have given some to Rarity, saying it'll help her feel better. Even though my brother never felt sick when he was around the changeling. So this plot matches up with, say, Topper's story. Robin has and I see as Sakura said, I'll be sending you a letter tomorrow morning. Princess, I don't know what to do if she's a changeling. If she had been a cruel monster, like the wedding, it would have been different. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it was said by Captain James C. Kirk. Oh, I can see his penmanship is remarkable, and he's quite a handsome devil. Indeed he is. Indeed he is. There was more after that, but it all had been either scratched out or torn off. Putting the letter down, Robin was met with Celestia looking at her, her face still tight and sharp, but her eyes had softened slightly. Was it not enough that you treated her like a meal? Yes, it was enough. I was guilty. I stole her biscuits. For shame. I treated Twilight and her friends amicably, Robin replied. As she said, despite being an easy food source, I avoided her and the others as much as I could. I would have let them sooner had it not been for one massive block. Celestia raised an eyebrow, and that would be you. Robin raised a chase of the Jesuit Celestia. 1,000 years of stable rule, yet your chronicle history is darkened with discrepancies and oddities, especially your Night Age! Even your own past has been spat off into the stuff of legends. Such an alteration to history is rare in all but the darkest aspects of government! That was the author's fault. I know. I mean, really? Only 600 years in the past? Really doesn't explain much. I know. The author's just pulling this stuff out of his rump, isn't he? Oh, most definitely. I guard your tongue, Celestia cautioned, and get back to whatever point you were making. Aside from my primary goal, I tried to pull up all I could on the changelings, Robin continued. Newspapers for the wastes, records of fantasy exploration teams, and tales of dead ponies returning from the area were the best I could scrape up. Yet the deeper I dug, the more a hole started pointing in the region's history, just like the rest of this land. Why would a changeling need to know about his homeland? To find a way to control what I ate. Robin stared at her stomach. Every day, I tried as hard as possible to not feed on anybody, but your blacklisting of history drew me out of my stay far longer than it should be. Enough! Celestia ordered, voice deep and echoing through the dungeon. I will not have you, of all things, tell me how to run my country. You have been prying into dangerous realms, areas treacherous for even ponies to venture into. What is this primary goal that you mentioned? To shame all of us female ponies for having... I mean, seriously, those memories of yours, God! It's One Piece. We're all like that. Oh, yeah. To leave this land. Silence filled the dungeon. Celestia blinked and shook her head. Her heart grew bright again. Pulled the door open. AC trotted over, hold her face up so the two were to eye 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 to a bunch of bug people. Buzz! Who are you, Buzz? B. Celestia asks. Robin, Buzz! Keep your faces straight. She glared at B. Celestia. Nico Robin, Buzz! B. Celestia recoiled her hoof and backed away. Her eyes went wide for a moment and narrowed. That moniker of yours is really fitting right now, Buzz! Robin turned her head down and gave a small snort. So, you are aware of the outside world. I keep myself informed on any issue that would bring harm to my subjects, said Celestia as began to pace around the cell. Once more came a halt in front of Robin. Now, I want to know how you got here, and what the rest of your crew is. What is the warlords? Kuma sent me. For what purpose? I cannot say. If you don't know about the rest of my crew, they have a constant ruckus. Then I'm the only one here. Ta-da! Well, this changes things. Ta-da! Sees the barriers in place. It is unfortunate that you wound up in such a form, but it will make it easier for Twilight when I explain how I banished you. Robin bowed her head down. Thank you. That's all I wanted from the... I didn't say anything about you leaving. Celestia tried over to the cell's door and slammed it shut. I cannot allow you to leave Equestria now that you know about it. Even if I did, there's only the calm belt and sea kings for leagues upon leagues. You'll never make it back to wherever your ship was. I think it'll be a more suitable sentence for you now, but you had best get used to your hooves. Ha 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 ha! Question. Vic. Question. I'm a huge fan of One Piece. It appears that Celestia does a lot of research into this. She has known a lot about human history and the like. If she's so old and knows that humans are morons, then why is she believing the world government when they talk about how evil they are when they destroyed O'Hara? Why is she so willing to believe the whole bullshit about Robin destroying 6 ships when she was younger? Why is she not questioning this? Why is she not being a moron? Other than to make Robin look good. Wow, I can't believe this, guys. One chapter! In one chapter, he destroyed everything that was good about the previous version. This hurts. Because I liked this. I liked this chapter. Now it's gone. It's ruined. Absolutely ruined. Well, I'm still going to have some fun. Why? Robin called out as Celestia started walking away. So I can live in ignorance like everybody else? You act like you're letting me go, but I still be a prisoner. How would Twilight feel knowing you're a hypocrite to the very values you hold dear? Ooh! A blast of sausage slammed into Robin's chest, knocking the wind out of her. She fell to the ground, chilling, glowing red and smoking. But the sausage was delicious. Outside the cell, Celestia scowled at her, horn dimming down until the room glowed in near darkness. What I do for the good of my ponies. You humans would have understand that. I will give you some time to think about your next words when next we meet. I can either free you and give you information on changelings, or you can remain in that cell until the end of your days. Oh, you're really getting into the evil version of Celestia, aren't you? Why, yes. Yes, I am. And this, people, is why you should never, ever let me read Parting Words by Reality Check, or any reality text fix, I would rip them hard. I would be doing this exact same thing. I would be overdramatic. So, what have we learned? Don't take me off. Celestia tried out of the dungeon into the afternoon light of the palace. She had only two things on her mind: a good actor and a ride home. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Dream upon the moment long ago. So just away, and there you will be, so happy and carefree. Stay gold. Open halls and spiraling staircases until she came to a grand pair of oak doors. Hello! I am Professor Oak, a Pokemon researcher. Is there anything you need, Princess Celestia? Yes. And more Pokemon! Of course, my queen. They gave her a one-finger salute as she opened one of the doors, pushing it with a small amount of force, so as not to wake the room's single inhabitant. Quietly making her way in, she slid over the bed. I see tracing over the covers that outline Slu in a sleeping form. Oh god, what are you going to do to her? Only her blue head, slowly remained against the pillows, poked out from under sheets. No! Celestia, don't! Gently grasping the pillow, Celestia lifted it over Luna's head. No! Celestia, don't! And, going slowly over her, she touched Luna and kissed her on the forehead. Oh, yeah, there's something about a slavery mark, but again, that plot point was so stupid that I nearly forgot about it. Because I'm still trying to figure out how come, if Luna was powerful enough to destroy an entire island, how come Luna was taken out like a bitch? No, I believe it. Shining armor pressed a hoof against his sister's back. No, I believe it, Shining. You do? Yeah, I mean, the author managed to destroy Luffy as a character, managed to make him pelt down boring. The only thing that he was able to do well was the whole Whitebeard War, so, yeah, I believe this. I believe it. So, does that mean we can continue on with the scene? Oh, well, I would, but I can think of something better we can do with our time. Want to play Smash Bros? Sir. Oh no, you two are finishing the scene! We both saw. Twilight, I can't tell you how many times I've cursed myself for the wedding. At least this time, I was able to do something before you got really hurt. I kicked ass at the wedding and chewed bubblegum. Yeah, but I want to do some protecting. I want to be the big brother. You don't understand what it's like having a sister who's more badass than you are, able to kick ass and take names. Shh. Don't worry. There's a few fanfics where you could kick ass, Shiny. That's just it, though! Twilight turned her head, looking at Shining. Robin was nothing like the other queens. He didn't kidnap any pony and actually acted nice to us. A ploy! I still remember the first few days, you know. Cadence kept it to herself a little more, but I assumed it was her being nervous about the wedding. It was far too late for me by the time things showed the true colors. I never want anyone else to go through that, especially you. You? Yes, you! Oh, the poor sheep. Bah! Bah! Well, Robin wouldn't do anything. She lied about what he was, but she couldn't make up her archaeology knowledge. Only a real researcher could be knowledgeable like her. You know, Shining, I gotta ask, what is the point of this plot point? It's adding unnecessary drama. You're right. Oh, wanna go get some popcorn? Yes. Let's.
Darling,
Verity called out as Twilight entered the large common room. In an instant, Twilight found herself right to her friend's host.
ugh, can't breathe. I can't breathe without you either, Twilight.
Nope! No Twilight and Rarity ship here! We can keep the Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy ship. They quietly backed off, a few consensus sniffles resonating amongst their group. Rarity tried back to her seat and fell upon it with a sigh. Applejack and Fluttershy slightly sat down, while Dash sat back in her chair, crossing her hooves. Instead of bouncing, Pinkie slowly transformed to Count's house, scratching her mane and tapping on the smooth upholstery. Taking the hint, Twilight weakly smiled at Pinkie and joined her. So, can we agree that Celestia's reasoning is bullshit? Pretty much, yeah. Only it doesn't like any science. Robin's proven herself to be friends almost every single time.
I know, and really, nothing's gone wrong, and it feels more like Celestia's just doing this just because she's in her overly dramatic evil phase.
Yeah. She may have tricked us, but I know one thing. I'm not about to let a friend go captured just because she lied to me. Where you going?
I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to fly in, be in some guards, save Robin, and then come back looking good while doing it.
You like doing it?
Really? I ain't doing it? Not without my sugar cube.
I mean, after all, you can take out a few Pegasus guards, but let's not forget, she's got unicorns and earth ponies at her side. One of them might just throw a rock and think you're going to translate into the ground. Then what you going to do?
I'll think of something.
No, you ain't. So I'm helping you. I'm helping you go in and start kicking some ass. No. You girls forget. Those unicorn guards have some high-powered magic. There are probably enough gravity spells to stop the both of you. I better go too.
Wait. She's unpredictable. You're going to need some unpredictability. I better go too. Oh, well, you girls could be, hurt. I better go and help you out and help heal you.
Of course. Why not?
I suppose I should be added to the last part of the group. I mean, after all.
Wait, so we got the strength, the speed, unpredictably, magic, and healing. What you're going to add?
Shiny! The class, of course.
Right. So, Twilight, any ideas how we're going to make it up to Celestia when we get in there?
Of course.
I'm going to do what I've always done whenever I broken the rules. I am the old little boy.
Do the little girl pout. Celestia can't resist it when I act like her daughter.
Twilight, that's so sneaky, so clever. I love you, girl. An hour later, Robin sat in her small little jail cell, trying to figure out why Celestia was acting so dramatic, and how but she couldn't help but be happy. After all, she liked the dramatics too. It was a guilty pleasure of hers. Whenever she could still remember that one time she and her friends helped save a stage, and she had acted on there. Embarrassingly so, she acted over dramatic.
Oh, the beautiful Sunday and the sunlight is just morning dawn!
Robin giggled to herself. She hoped she could see her friends again, so she would have more days like that. More happy days under the sunlight, sleeping, relaxing. Her ears perked up the moment she heard some rumbling outside. Voices screaming and people yelling out orders. Oh my god! How does he buck a tree? It's coming right at us! Is that a bat? Pinkie's little nutcracker. Where are you heading with that? No, no! Oh!
Haha, that won't work on me. I'm a female.
Pug!
Is that a rubber mallet?
Somebody catch her! Which one? All three of them! I only count four. No, five. Five! She's moving too fast! Oh, I'm getting dizzy. You may think you'll be able to boss me, Vanity, but you forget who taught you everything you know about swordsmanship.
You're wrong, Uncle. You may have taught me everything I know.
But I've learned more than you.
Excuse me. I hope you don't mind. I'm trying to find some of the keys. Well, would you mind letting me have one? Thank you so much. You're gratefully answered. Here's some bandages.
Fluttershy, just hand me the keys! Keys, focus on helping those poor guards!
Shiny?
I'm here to stop you, Twilight.
No, you won't.
I won't.
No.
Barbarian! Vommit's eyes shot up when he saw the door open. An in-run in Twilight, followed by the others, breathing hard. Bandaged, bruised, a little wounded. But if she were to glance outside, she would see that the guards were so much worse off. Applejack dusted her head off. Don't worry, guards.
Well, we won't mock you for this. Other people might, but we won't. We're just, there are some ponies that you guys can handle. The normal guards, the normal civilians, those kind of guys. But compared to us, you're lightweights. It's kind of like the police trying to stop Superman from freeing a friend of his. Ain't gonna happen.
Robin pulled back, shocked at the sight of what she was seeing. She shook her head, unable to believe what was happening.
You came to save me?
Of course I did.
But I lied to you. I tricked you.
Dash nodded.
Yeah, and I'm still a little miffed that you lied to me. And you probably deceived me. But
Dash waved her hoof in the air for a second as she floated in midair. Robin looked caught on.
But what? But I figured if you were lying about some things, then obviously you were lying about just only finding dirt.
Really?
Which probably means you've been finding some pretty cool stuff out there. And besides,
Dash chuckled as she rubbed the back of her head, blushing.
You are kind of awesome.
Well, see, my society is, Applejack said, stepping forward. Rainbow Dash ain't the type of pony who lets things get to her. All it takes is a kind word, and she's back on your side in an instant.
Dash nodded. Yeah, I pretty much do that. And you are a pretty cool gal. We'll leave you hanging for a minute.
Robin smiled and nodded as Applejack proceeded to unlock the keys. Piggy Pie and Rarity were also quickly on the log surrounding Robin. Fluttershy then moved onto Robin, proceeding to check her over as best as she could. Robin gave out a warm smile as she looked at each one of her compatriots as they proceeded to help free her. Each girl just couldn't help but smile and nod as they helped Robin out. But the moment they got to the front door, a pair of wings flapped in, and blinding with the sight of the sun was Celestia. She glared her eyes down at Twilight. Twilight! You have disappointed me! You have betrayed the sacred order of your fellowship. Now you must pay by facing the full might of Princess Celestia. Your friends cannot help you now, Celestia growled, setting up a firewall in between Twilight and the rest of the main six. Now you shall die any last words, Twilight Sparkle! Twilight then nodded before walking up to Celestia. Yes, I have just a final few words. Twilight thought were inward that what she had to do, she was about to sacrifice her dignity and everything else, but it'll work. If it'll stop Celestia's overdramatic phase. Twilight then proceeded to pout up her lips. Watery tears came to her eyes. As she looked up at Celestia and went,
I'm sorry, Mama. I didn't mean to make you mad. But Robin is my new friend, and you always taught me to go save my friends no matter what. Could you forgive me, Mama?
At this point, Celestia could feel her heart shatter, the warm feeling in her side, as tears couldn't have warmed her up. She completely forgot all about her trying to be overly dramatically evil, and instead knelt down to her trusted student, tears welling up in her eyes, going,
Of course, Twilight. Mama forgives you. Come here. You're my faithful student. I hope I didn't scare you too much with my overdramatic evilness. I'm so sorry. I I understand how life has been and how you needed to save your best friend. I agree. You did a noble cause. And besides, I knew Robin wasn't evil. I mean, come on. Why hasn't she done anything more? Why hasn't she done anything else besides just help you guys out? Thanks, Celestia. You're so calm and reasonable. Phew.
As she lowered her barrier, she noticed that Applejack and Rainbow Dash Applejack was trying her best to hold in her laughter, instead muttering, "Oh, that is so sweet." Rainbow Dash, however, was about 2.5 seconds away from breaking into laughter. Approximately 2.5 seconds later, she was on the ground laughing her butt off, joined quickly by Pinkie. Fluttershy walked over to Twilight and smiled as she said,
Oh, Twilight, that was so cute. I can't believe you can go like that. It was so adorable.
Yes, it was quite the most adorable sight I've ever seen. All you needed was a little teddy bear and a blanket. She did once. Every pony just held back their laughs, while Twilight wanted to just crawl up in a hole and die of embarrassment. Celestia then turned to Robin and knelt down beside her. Robin, I understand that you wish to go forward and meet up with your team. Yes, I do. You cannot. What? I'm afraid you don't get much news around here. Equestria is so sectioned off from the rest of the world. But, look. Robin read the newspaper and gasped. Ace tied to the battle? But this only means that I need to get there faster! Celestia shook her head. No, you cannot. For I also got some other news. Robin then pulled that out and read across the newspaper, where Luffy stood in front of a bell, lowering his head and keeping his hat over his heart. Robin was curious about this, but then read a tattoo on Luffy's arm. 2D, 3D, 2Y, and the D is marked down. It's a message! A message? What kind of message? Applejack asked. Robin looked back. There was a small tear rolling down her cheek as he muttered, 3 days is too short. Luffy wants me to go meet up with him in 2 more years, so I could train here and get stronger. He's trying to watch out for all of us. But I need some books, and I have no idea. Oh! That was the real reason why I wanted to come here, Nika Robin. What? It seems that another subject of mine said that she wanted to go on a 2-year journey to find some mystical objects, namely a poneglyph. A poneglyph? If Miss Yearling would come.
Miss Yearling? Wait, isn't that... Oh my gosh!
So, you must be Nico Robin, the Nancy AK yearling. I was kind of hoping you might be able to help me with research.
The tan pony smiled, blinking under her pith helmet. 2 years later. Fire!
Wow, that was actually